Greetings, everyone. It is the Tonic Man. Welcome to the call. Thank you very much for being here. Hope you're all well and good and happy and healthy. Well, those of you on the call who are drinking the JC certainly are healthy. Good for you. You know, I think many of you have taken advantage of the virus special offer we had, so there was a really great bonus of extra tonic, and I think people have been drinking more. Good for you. Make sure your children are getting it. Make sure your grandfolks and folks are getting it. Everybody needs a good, strong immune system. That'll do the trick. So, welcome to the call. I wanted to make sure that you all realize that we did include something special in the last email blast. There is a little button there, an orange button. It says SoundCloud, and that is an inventory of the calls that we make, these calls, just like this one that we're doing tonight. So those calls are in their entirety. So the music, me, our guests, whatever we present is in the call. So that's for your use to be able to re-listen, pick up information. You can fast forward so you don't have to listen to what I'm saying if you already know it. You want to listen to the stories. For the moment, what we're suggesting you do is make sure you have email on your smartphone. And then you'll have that email blast on your smartphone. So when you're talking to someone and you say, you know what, Mary, you should have a listen to this. Click, you tap the button on your phone, and up comes the call. We are in the process of cutting the calls to just the success story part, and even on the success story part, you're going to hear some tonight of what we're doing. So the success story is maybe 10 minutes or 7 minutes or 15 minutes. We're cutting it down just to pick up the most important part of what this tonic has done for those people. So the dates and other little anecdotal things in their story that don't relate exactly and are not really important on the moment when you're trying to get someone interested to drink this, it'll be much better if you just give them those snippets, those really exciting parts of the call. You know, my blood pressure was here, now it's here. My sugar was there, now it's here. So that's what we're doing with the calls. They're not ready yet. We are working on that. So use what you've got, and little by little we are adding and changing and editing those calls so that you'll be able to have that kind of tool on your phone. Because today, it's like Instagram, you know. People want instant. They want to see something. They don't want to read a story. We have tons of incredible success stories on the website, but things are moving too quickly in this technological world, and people are not going to sit there and read. They did 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago. But now they want it much more quickly because those companies who are offering all these gizmos have shown us that you can get it instantly. So we're heading in that direction so you can get it instantly, they can hear instantly, and you've only got them captured for a couple of minutes, so that call has to be worth its weight in gold. And of course, the other thing is that, you know, they may only listen for a minute, then they're on their way. So you've got a couple of minutes. And this will help you to make sure you deliver the message. We're also going to be sorting them by health issue. So if somebody says they have neuropathy, you just scroll down to neuropathy and let them listen to that one. So all that is in the works, and it's being done as we speak. So we got the first part going. If you have not seen your email or did not read it or did not notice, go back, go and click on that, And there's the whole archive of all the calls, so you can listen to some that were back a few weeks and pick up on things that you may want to re-listen to, okay? And for all you new folks on the call, well, look, this is a gold mine for you because you haven't heard calls for the last 5 years, but they're going to all be there. You'll hear them all. You'll know them all, okay? And so tonight what I did was get a few of the success stories, but I chose animal ones because we had a couple of animal success story calls recently, and more people are discovering that it's working on animals as well. Well, it works on animals because it works through the blood. So anything that has blood, it works. And so I'm going to let you listen to these and show you at the same time how we've cut them up so that they get right to the point. And also, they're just great success stories because they have to do with the pets. And you all have pets, or just about everybody has pets now. And you want to keep them well also, because as you hear these stories, people have had difficulties with their pets until they got them on the JC. Well, don't wait for the difficulty. Start giving them a measure in their food now, half an ounce, quarter of an ounce, depending on the size, a few drops, a cat, it depends. But if you do that now, they're going to avoid a lot of the other problems that are coming down the pike. When I was a boy, young, I don't know, when I was 6 years old, we had a Chinese chow. The dog ate what we had on the table. There was always something left, and it went into the dog bowl. You couldn't go to the store and buy a bag of dog food and look at the ingredients, and there's this. You gave them good, decent food that you ate yourself that kept you healthy, and it kept them healthy as well. Well, now there's 25 million kinds of food for animals in the store. You don't even know if you're coming or going. You're reading ingredients. What has happened is it seems that more and more animals are going to vets, to veterinarian doctors. And that's not just imagination. I don't think as I grew up, I don't think we ever took a dog to a vet. I didn't think they didn't even need vaccinations hardly. That's because they were healthy. Well, we were healthy also because we ate real food, not the plastic food of today. So everybody is in danger of not eating correctly, not getting the proper nutrients, having weaknesses. So get the pets on the JC, get yourselves boosting a little bit more, take advantage of this special while it lasts, and just drink more. And you will see how much it'll help you and your pet. Give them a bit every day, just as you take yours. Okay? So I'm going to get into our disclaimer, folks. Then I'm going to come back and get our first call done. And in between, I have 3 little calls, and in between each one, I'll jump back in and have a couple of words, and we'll handle it that way and see how it goes. And it may be something of a new format as we go down the road in the next few months, how we can make these calls as useful as we possibly can for you to use to interest new people. All right? So let's see. We need our disclaimer, and here it is.
Urac Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and/or function of your body in various ways, but it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be rep everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Urac Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.
And here is success story numero uno.
My name is Esther, and I've been on the product for 26 years, and the product has been good to me, both financially and also health-wise. Let me tell you a little bit about the product. I saw what it did for my dog. My dog got so sick one day and he couldn't poop. It all started with fleas out in the yard. You know how the dogs bite, they bite their paw. I wasn't giving him that heart pill. So he got sick. I get home from work and I find him laying in the backyard. Took him to the vet and he had enlarged heart and stuff like that because of the fleas. The veterinarian gave me a lot of pills. And he said, I don't think your dog is going to make it. He's awfully sick. Here I come home and I went and got all the meds and stuff. Then I called Anthony because my dog couldn't poop. He would squat and he couldn't poop. Anthony says, give him 3 to 4 ounces of tonic. I went and bought a squirter thing. I went ahead and did it. I pulled him off to the side, put the tonic in there. He took it. Not so long, he was over there pooping. And my dog got so healthy. I went to the vet and I told her that my dog was alive, that he made it. But I was pumping him 3 to 4 ounces a day. It took about 3 days to see the good in him.
Hey, there we are. Look at that. You see how great that little testimonial is? Now, if you have your smartphone and somebody said, I have a dog problem, somebody says it can't poop, and you just scroll down, here's a great one, listen to this, Mary, or John, and you click that on. They will listen to that because it's quick, and it's interesting, and it's exciting, and they're hearing about their dog. So this is the idea, and this is what we want to prepare for you so that you can be more effective in spreading the word. You've got an awful lot of people to cover in this world, so we need you to do it faster, better, smarter, easier, and have people really listen to it. Because when they listen to that, I guarantee you, that person that hears that has a dog that has problems, they're going to say, let me have a bottle. They'll probably buy it for their pet before they even buy it for themselves. That's okay. They'll get it themselves. When they see the pet getting healthy, they'll figure it works for them too. Usually it's the other way around. So that is an example, and that's one example. Here's another one. Now remember, these calls were much longer. They were like 10, 15 minutes. So we edited them down. That's a big job, editing them so that you get all of the really salient points, and you get the important stuff, and you get it sounding like it's real. And so here's another one that we did, which also had to do with animals. And, of course, this one is a little different. In this case, Cecil is on a phone that's he's in a bad place, and the reception is a little lousy, but hey, here goes anyway.
Well, he was a truck driver. And he talks about his dog. He said, I got an old dog that's 13 years old. He's happy. He said, I have to get the dog and put him in the truck. He can't get up there no more. He just gave a quarter ounce a day because it's a chihuahua. And he said, damn, in about 5 days, he said that dog's already perked up and he's eating better. And after about 10, 12 days, he said he could get up in the truck. And his hair grew back thicker. And that's when I told Anthony, I said, what's the deal with the animals? You got anything? He said, yeah, we give it to our equestrian horses. Told me the story about they get arthritis, which we call it, on the tendonitis in the hoof. And he said, we had a horse, we gave her a shot. It's fine. He's running back, and took him back to the stables, and the guy who runs the stables thought he got a new horse. This is Anthony telling me the story. So I do show pigs for the livestock shows, and all my buddies do steers and lambs and goats. So about 2 years later, my dogs break out of the back end, and my younger boxer, the guy runs over both legs. He's chasing my other dog across the street, doesn't see the car. Of course, when he hits the right leg, breaks it, but he puts the brake on the left leg. When he puts the brake on the left leg, it just drives it into the pavement work. So we had to take it to the 24-hour vet and then call that vet. It was on a Saturday. He said, don't pick up the dog yet because all the skin's off. We don't want to get infected. I sent the x-rays to your vet. I'll pick up the dog and take it to my vet. He said, right leg is broke. Hey, we're going to put it in cast for 6 weeks. And we got 2 weeks out of the cast to heal the wound. He'll probably limp, okay, but he'll be all right. Now, the left leg is broke real bad. He said 50-50 chance this dog will ever walk again. And I said, with the surgery. And I said, hey, how much does this cost? He said $1,800. And he told me, he said, well, honestly, I think it's $37. I don't see this dog walking anymore. So before I left, I said, hey, Pancho, now this is not what I wanted, but you won't give me a dog, but this is all I got. JC Tonic. He gave me a hug on the side. He said, look, the dog ain't going to walk again. I said, I didn't say he'd walk again. I just said, this is all I got. Let me experiment. We'll see what it does. So when I got the dog home, I started giving him a quarter ounce a day for a week. My ex-wife said, what are you doing? You're going to kill that dog. So the next week, I gave it another quarter ounce. Took him back to Pancho. Got the cast put on both legs. Started him on a half ounce. Third week. Fourth week, I got him to 2/3 of an ounce. Okay, he's pulling up the right leg. Okay, he's finally understanding. He gets the mobility. On the fifth week, I get him to an ounce. He's pulling the left leg up, starting to walk on. My ex-wife said, "Give him more," because she sees what I. When I take him to Pancho, he is dumbfounded. I said, "Hey, here's a miracle dog, Pancho. What you say?" Said my dog would never walk again. $1,800. 50-50 surgery, and look at this, I got $100 in the dog. We took the cast off, and he's still putting pressure on that bad leg. Well, I went back in 6 weeks. He's walking. The other leg's not even limping. The other leg, he's limping a little. Went back in 6 weeks. I got him on 1.5 ounces. Look at him. Well, people, I'm going to tell you, I don't care if you put in human, animal, whatever. He never limped again. He ran fine. He cut. He did everything he normally did.
Isn't that a great one? You see, I mean, it's amazing what this JC Tonic can do. And again, as the disclaimer says, and as I repeat every single call more than one time during the call, this is not a cure for a broken leg or for whatever that may be wrong with your pet or yourself. It's not a cure. What this does is it brings the body back to a place where it can start doing what it's supposed to do, which is keep you in good repair, help you to stay well, and if you're not well, to get you better faster by getting the body stronger. In this particular case, and during these days with this virus and all that, we're telling people that, look, we've been telling you for 40 years that this is a tremendous immune system booster. And Dr. Mowry mentioned it 20 years ago when we first met him. He says, holy cow, this stuff is really, really an immune system booster. And he writes about it on our website. And so, of course, we're encouraging everybody to drink more because it's going to help build their immune system stronger. And that's what you need with a virus. You also need it just for general everyday health. It's like the main system in your body, the immune system. Without a robust immune system, you're looking for trouble from anywhere, everywhere. So the whole idea of the tonic is to bring the body back to a place where it can fix itself or keep itself well or make itself work better, just like it used to before it got broken down. Now, in the case of Cecil's dog, well, that was an accident. Okay, I understand that. That has nothing to do with the dog's health. But the dog was never going to be able to be repaired, so the vet said, it's too bad. It's gone. The dog will never recuperate. But somehow the dog managed to recuperate. So JC Tonic is not a tonic to cure a broken leg. What it did was it strengthened the body. It made the body able to go on the attack and start rebuilding itself, and it managed to do just that. So it's the same with you. It's the same with the animals. It's the same with everybody. But this, again, was another much longer success story that we edited down to just keeping the parts that had to do about the actual success story itself. And so we have one more, and this one is going to be a surprise for someone who I know is on the line tonight, and so maybe we're going to ask her to comment after at the end of the call. So here goes. Now sit back, everybody, and listen to this one.
Did you want to hear my little cat story that I have?
Sure, let's hear that one.
Okay, well, I'm an animal lover. I mean, I got into this originally because it saved my dog's life, but one of my cats, I have actually 6 cats, 2 dogs, and my horse. Now, one of my cats, he's a feral cat, and of course, I bring my feral cats in during the winter. I don't want them to get cold. So one of them, though, they're very friendly, but one of them, he really stunk, like really, really disgusting. And I just, figured he's probably not cleaning himself properly, but I really couldn't figure out what the smell was from. Anyway, finally I got to the bottom of it. It wasn't coming from his bottom. It was coming from his head, and he had a terrible, terrible ear infection in one of his ears. So right away I said, I'm going to take care of that right away. So I got the tonic, and I got a little syringe, and for 4 days, 3 times a day, I started putting in the tonic and just rubbing it in his ear. And within 4 days, the smell was gone. He had like a black sort of oozing stuff coming out, and that was gone.
So you see, folks, it's also good for the outside of the body. It has properties. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons it works so well on the outside, and for that particular disinfecting part, is that all the herbs are really, really well known to be very, very good for the skin. And for those of you who do not know it, there's a big shot of the JC Tonic in our Helena whole body anti-aging skin rejuvenator. And we call it whole body because of that, because it's got the whole body ingredients in it. Anti-aging, because if you use it, you can make the test yourself. Put some on one hand or one side of the face and not on the other. And after a few days, a couple of weeks, there is no question you'll see a difference. Take a picture before of your hands or whatever, or your face, and then take another picture, the same place, same light, same outfit you have on, and you'll see the difference. It's incredible what it does for the skin. So anti-aging, skin rejuvenator, because it really rejuvenates the skin. You have any kind of a skin problem, it'll rejuvenate it. So the large part of it is because it's got JC Tonic in it, and because those herbs are very well known to be very beneficial for the skin. So in the case of Betty's cat, it was doing that, and it was a disinfectant, and it was changing the pH of the infection, because the tonic itself is an alkaline product. So, of course, if you put it on an open sore, it might sting a little bit until it starts to work, but that's only momentarily. So it's got 3 or 4 reasons why it fixed that ear. So you see, no matter what the situation is, your animal will be better served if you get it drinking. What do you think, Betty? My new pal, my young pal, Betty. Are you there?
Now you got it right, yeah.
I got it ready. You see that? I've been practicing.
Yeah, you're always surprising me. It's funny you've been talking about animals. I love it, because that's why I got into this. Because of my animals, that I had a new person today that I actually faxed an order in earlier for a couple of bottles.
You're cutting in and out a lot, Betty. I don't know about the phone.
Oh, I don't know, Anthony. I was going to say I had a new person today, and at the end of our conversation, of course, I asked her, do you have any animals? And she said, yes, I have a cat. And I said, okay, mix the tonic with a little bit of the wet food, and so she's going to do that. But I've been on the phone the last few days since we got your email blast and telling everybody about SoundCloud and to go on there. And, everybody knows my story by now, how years ago, my dog was basically dying. She was crippling up, and I got her on the tonic, and within 4 days, she was running up and down the stairs like a puppy. And, that's one reason I got into this, to help the animals. I made a decision that I was going to do this the rest of my life, and we had her. Her name is Shannon, and we had her an extra 2.5 years. So I'm always telling people, help your animals, and especially now, because the cost of a pet becoming sick is very expensive, and people are on fixed incomes, especially some of our elder clientele, and they can't afford, their animals to get sick and have an extra couple of
That's right. So, and what you're saying about your dog and the reason you started yourself, It's the same reason that just the previous call with Cecil, it was because of the dog that he said, holy cow, maybe I better drink this, because people have been telling him to drink it, but it was the dog episode that really got him.
Well, I've had, very rare, but some people say, well, it's all in your mind. And I'll say, put your old dog on it, put an old sick animal on it, and then tell me it's in your mind. Because
and then see if it's in your mind.
No.
Did you disappear on me?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
My dad used to say in the back when he was doing this in the 40s, commercially, he told people used to say the same thing. Is it in my mind? And he said, what do you care if it's in your mind? If you're getting better and it's working, doesn't matter if you think it's in your mind. And that's true. It doesn't matter. It's the results. Does it work or does it not work? And that's a good thing that you suggested, Betty, for folks to try. Try it on the dog, and you can see right away, because they don't lie.
You know what, Anthony, can you hear me?
Yes.
You can even put it in a fish tank. So many people have beautiful aquariums with, very expensive fish. And I remember way back, I had one, and I used to put it in my fish tank because occasionally the fish would come down with a disease and they'd end up dying. So I started putting it, once a week into my fish tank, and the fish would... and
you got a whole pile of sharks.
Well, they were healthy, those fish. And I've even used it, I still use it, actually, once a week in my plant. I have a beautiful, beautiful plant in my living room. It's my only plant. And every week, when I'm doing the watering, I put an ounce in there for the plant, and it comes out absolutely beautiful.
You're right, and we've made the test. You take two identical plants, and you put the regular watering in one, and you put the watering with a little bit of JC, and before you know it, that plant is growing much more quickly and higher and bigger and more robust and strong. And talking about the fish, I think we have one of those success stories even on our website. There was a person who told us that one day they looked in their fish bowl and the fish was sort of on its side. She said, well, it's dying. She threw in a bunch of JC Tonic, in a couple of days, the fish is swimming around again. So you folks on the call for the very first time, you might think we're kidding you. You might think this is Saturday Night Live. It's not. It's Sunday Night Live, and these are true stories. And you can do it yourself. Just try it, watch and see. Hey, Betty, thanks a lot for jumping in there. Folks, that's the idea, what we're working on. We're going to do more of these calls with the human calls. We'll make them as short and sweet and strong and exciting as possible so that you can use them without having people, saying, oh, yawn, yawn, because people just don't have the time any longer to spend much time listening to a 15 or 20-minute call. So in my part of the call, whatever you can pick out that might be of some use, let them listen to that. You can fast forward. You can change it up. Do whatever you have to do to get them excited. If you let them listen to the success story and then they want to know more, there's plenty on the website. You can send them to the cloud, SoundCloud we've got, and they can listen to the stories and my commentary. That'll give them more information. So the first thing is to get that first bottle in their hand so that they're drinking it and getting those results. Okay? So thanks again, Betty, and thanks, everybody. We will see you next week. And don't forget, take an ounce and feel the bounce. Bye for now.